Alrighty, welcome back everybody to another LVC esports matchup. Tonight we'll have Overwatch taking on Messiah University. This will not be the only time we'll see LVC, at least for Overwatch, take on Messiah. We will also see them play Messiah in the MAC League. This won't be until the spring semester though. The MAC stuff, or the MAC League for this semester, is pretty much all done. There's one more matchup for our teams, and that week we will be taking on DeSales. But for Overwatch, at least, their match against Messiah in MAC is scheduled for February 8th at the current moment. So we will see how that one plays out. But first, we obviously have to get through tonight. So this is the final week of the NACE Star League, as I had said. I think I said it yesterday. If I didn't, well, this is the last week of the NACE Star League. So we will have LVC taking on Messiah. LVC currently second in the standings at 5-1. Messiah is tied for 5th with two other teams at 2-4. So the thing about this matchup, at least for LVC, is that it literally means nothing. This matchup won't really change anything standings-wise. If LVC loses this match, they go to 5-2. But if they win, they go to 6-1, and the team above them that's first in the standings is currently SEU, Southeastern University, I believe that is what that is. And they are 6-0 at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. As LVC won't be able to take first place, and they won't be able to drop to third or lower. So at this point, we're just kind of seeing how Messiah plays, as this game is actually very big for Messiah. If I read the documents correctly, and if I understand our playoff format properly for NACE, Messiah needs to win this game, I would say, as they're in a three-way tie for that last seed. The top six in each division make it for Overwatch, and right now, being tied in that 5th spot is a very, very precarious predicament, if you will, for Messiah. If they lose this game, they'll drop to 2-5, and that very well could mean the end of the fall season for them, other than in MAC, because I think they have one more. They may have one more MAC match set. They may have one more MAC match set. Actually, I do have this document open, so I can tell you in just a second, even though it's not our schedule. It's always nice to know where other teams are going. And yeah, it looks like they have one more matchup for the fall semester for MAC. They'll take on Albright on November the 16th. But outside of that, this could be their very last matchup of the fall semester. They could have one more after this and be done, not even make playoffs, and that would be very unfortunate. They are currently tied with Purdue, Fort Wayne, and KSU, which is, I believe, it is Kennesaw State. So LVC currently in a great spot. As I said, Messiah not too much, but we'll see how they decide to come out today. Map number 1 is going to be Busan Control. The lineup today, Grok does have a night class on Tuesdays, so he unfortunately cannot play, at least in map 1. I don't know if he'll be able to make it past there, but at the moment, we have Lotad, Booper, Boss Baby, and Reliable. Currently in the lobby, there's actually a bot in the last spot. Mutter Butter is supposed to be in here as well. I know he's been having a lot of issues connecting to like custom games. I think that was a thing happening as well before for them. So, or for him at least. So we'll see if we can get him in the lobby, or if we have to find a different way of going about it. But we will see. I'm not really sure how we're gonna go about this. But just to talk a bit more about the LVC Overwatch season, so they only played in NACE, and they started significantly later, obviously because Overwatch 2 didn't come out until like I think it was mid-October the game came out. I know it hasn't been out for very long, or at least Overwatch 2. The game came out in roughly mid-October, so they haven't had a ton of time to play it, but I mean, at this point they have, but the leagues, NACE started that week, the week that the game came out. So they've been playing 2 matches a week in NACE, and then they've been playing one every few weeks in MAC. They still have one. I think they still have one to reschedule against Arcadia for MAC, but outside of that, they have played all of their games. Yes, yeah, they still have to reschedule the game with Arcadia for MAC, but this one will be the last NACE matchup of the regular season. We will see them in playoffs. I think next week is when playoffs for Varsity Plus starts. All of our teams at LVC here, minus Smash and Rainbow, are in Varsity Plus. Smash signed up for Varsity Premier, and Rainbow Six they didn't have enough teams to have a split league for Varsity Plus and Varsity Premier. So they had to kind of combine the two conferences, and that's where Rainbow Six is at right now. They actually can make playoffs as well. As far as before I forget to mention it, I wanted to mention this yesterday, and I didn't. Regarding the NACE Star League, every single varsity team, this is not taking into account Rocket League Team 2 and Rocket League Team 3, but accounting for all the other varsity rosters that we have, all of them have qualified for NACE playoffs already. Coming into this week, they were all qualified for NACE playoffs. Rocket League was at 5-0, and they were the first seed. They won both their games in 3-0 sweeps, so they are 7-0 and kept the first seed in their division. Rainbow Six is currently 4-2 with the third seed, and they play 6th-seeded Kaiser Sarasota on Thursday. So that matchup will be very big for them. I think they can actually take second seed if they win. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at their division too much. Valorant is 6-0. They are currently tied for the first seed with GMU Gold, who they play this week. So that'll be a huge matchup on Wednesday. In fact, or tomorrow, actually. And that'll be our only matchup of the day tomorrow, I believe, as well. So that's a very, very big one. Make sure to tune in for that one tomorrow night. Call of Duty is at 5-2 with the second seed. This week they won't play. Normally they play on Wednesdays, but the team that they were supposed to play, Barton College, they FF'd. They dropped out of the league, so Call of Duty will not have a match this week, which I think is fantastic for us, to be quite honest. It allows us to get more time on Modern Warfare 2, as the rest of the NACE teams still have to play the game. I mean, they don't have to scrim, but like they at least have to play their match, so it takes a bit of time for them to focus up on Vanguard for a little bit longer and such. But LVC Call of Duty still in playoffs, so we will be playing that for at least a few more weeks. And Overwatch, as I had mentioned, they are currently 5-1, the second seed. And I have that wrong on the note I wrote. I said they play the fourth seed, the four-way tie for fourth seed. Actually, they play the fifth seed. There might have been a match played, so I could just be wrong on this. But at the time, at least when I wrote my notes, they were fourth seed and in a four-way tie. But now that is different, as they are facing Messiah, who is now tied for fifth seed with two other teams in a three-way tie for fifth place. So I'm not 100% sure what we're waiting on here. We should be getting into the game hopefully soon. We are a bit past. I know we've been having some people with issues connecting and so on and so forth. I'm sure the players just want to get this one going as well, though, I'd imagine. Speaking a bit more on the NACE Star League, so LVC has been a member of NACE ever since the inception. One of our director, David Shapiro, has been a founder, or was a founder of NACE. So he's been around the league for a very long time, and he helped. I believe he helped found. I'm sorry if I get this wrong, anyone at NACE, but he was one of the people that helped get this league going, and we have been playing in it ever since it became a thing. So. There's a fall and spring semester, and both of the championships in the fall and the spring are separate from each other. It's a little bit different from what we see in NACC, where their fall championship leads into the spring and into the spring playoffs, and so with nationals at the end of the year. There's no such thing as nationals for NACE, and this year actually the Varsity Plus Varsity Premier format is new. So Varsity Plus is just teams that signed up for Varsity Plus. Varsity Premier is the higher level of competition with like the purchase rosters. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush there. It is genuinely just like mostly purchased rosters for that from former pro teams or from former pro players, I should say, and other pro teams that have players that they don't want anymore. They'll kind of just toss them to the side, and then they get picked up by a college roster who has the funding for that sort of thing whatever. And those teams end up playing in the Varsity Premier League. And you have teams like us who obviously we don't have that funding. We are a very small school. We are not going to purchase players. We do have a scholarship, but it's not like we're paying for an entire player's travel or entire player's college experience. So those are the teams you'll typically see in Varsity Premier, and teams like us will be teams you'll typically see in Varsity Plus. And the way that this works is that Varsity, the top 6 teams from each division will move on to I believe that they have a conference play-in with the top 6 teams, and then the top however many out of that go into overall playoffs. That, or what they'll do is they'll seed every playoff team based on how they performed in the season and based on the overall ranks of the players as well. I'm pretty sure ranks of the players comes in when it comes to seeding for playoffs as well. So they will determine who is seeded 1 through however many teams there are, because it's 6. There are 6 teams from each division that goes to playoffs. I'm not 100% sure how many divisions there are. I will look real quick. So there's what? 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's 8 total divisions, 6 teams, 48 team playoff, which is kind of a standard bracket. Normally you'll see 32, but here we see a 48, which is not completely out of the ordinary. We are now, though, finally loading on into the map. So LVC, I have the names messed up there, so just 1 second and I'll fix those. And there we go. And now we just wait for the players to spawn on in as we see this wonderful map of Busan. Of course, it's Overwatch 2, so it's a night map and not a normal day map. As you can see, Lotat there asking for the bot. Decided to drop one of his teammates and look more at the bots, as they do have aim, as you can set them to have aimbot now. So I would not be opposed to putting the worst player off the map and giving yourself an aimbot teammate, or an aimbot bot teammate. So we're gonna see the comp of Zarya for Reliable. Boss Baby gonna play Kiriko, and Mutter Butter gonna hop to Lucio. Lotad on the Reaper, which should be an interesting pick. And Booper's gonna play Sojourn, as we've seen him play all year, pretty much. Same with Reliable, but I mean, tank-wise, there's not really much of a choice. You have to play Zarya, I would say. And it looks like Messiah getting some early control. Booper just barely managing to stay alive there. This team fight slowly but surely getting its way over with. Reliable managed to pick up Dizzy, so that's a big kill, and actually both the healers from Messiah go down. You do not want to see that, and every player from Messiah after that dropping as they don't have any healing. A very quick team kill in favor of LVC. Booper maybe looking to just find a cheeky headshot here with the charge. He's at 41, so that's pretty good for now, at least for it being the start of the game. Boss Baby on Kiriko. Just looking to do a little bit of damage, but obviously you'd like to see the healing for the most part from that hero. It was a fantastic addition to Overwatch, I'd say. And it looks like 2 of the players from LVC getting very weak, but they managed to stay alive for the time being. Booper's going to pick off Stewie. Stu once again. Stu getting picked twice now in this game, and that's going to allow LVC to just charge through and take down a few members of Messiah and hold this push. Messiah really hasn't even come close to getting contention on the point. The only time they really did was at the start of the game, and that's just because they were both running from spawn at the same time. So LVC just currently running through this Messiah roster. The gravitational surge going to come in for Reliable, but how much damage is it going to allow these LVC players to do? Cooper going to find at least a couple, or find one here with the ultimate, but Stu finally picking something up with that ultimate, gets the damage boost from the barrier, and now Lotad has to put in the work. Mutter calling in the beat drop, and that's going to allow LVC to single out Rumbly. Doesn't matter how many bubbles you have there, you're all by yourself. You're not winning that fight. Stu going to jump off the map to close out another team fight. And They have maybe one more shot at this if they can even get to the point by that time. As now LVC in prime position to take this first round very easily, 100-0. It's gonna be 98-99. They Phantom at least managed to dodge on the point, but the Kitsune will be guiding LVC as Lotad picks up a triple with that Death Blossom. Reaper is just ridiculous, and LVC very quickly gonna handle Messiah, and that is 1-0, 100-0, not allowing a single point for Messiah in that round. That is not what you want to see, especially if you're Messiah coming into this one. You need this win. This win is so crucial for Messiah. They very well could put themselves out of playoff contention if they drop this one. Depending on how the other games around the league go, I'm not 100% sure who's playing who, so this could, my words could be a bit more meaningless than what I think they are. But we'll see how Messiah decides to handle this second round. As LVC doing a great job of just forcing Messiah out of the point's way, and really I think it started with LVC managing to find a way to pick off the healers consistently of Messiah. Booper going to take down Rumbly. That is now no shields available for Messiah. This could be dangerous as Phantom trying to at least find something, though Boss Baby and Booper going to fall to the healers of Messiah. So still anyone's point really here. Looks like it will go the way of LVC though. No, not quite. It does start to get contested again by Stu. Stu is going to decide to hop on Kiriko though instead of the Baptiste. Booper getting back into this fight, but his teammates falling around him. Reliable gonna get taken out. Dizzy though falls for Messiah. Doesn't really matter though, the rest of his team is there, and Messiah getting their first points of this control. Booper manages to get Phantom very, very weak there. Not able to clean up the kill though. Booper doing a great job of just putting damage down and charging up his gun. Is now obviously going to look to rotate around here. Boss Baby just trying to find some extra damage here. OVC just looking for an opening here to execute, and it looks like they've found it. As now Booper going to pop his ultimate. The Kitsune getting called for Stu, and it looks like they will take advantage of that, and a lot of the kills going their way. Booper's still alive here, but he's the last one up for his team and can't even find Phantom. Another team fight win for Messiah, as now they hit 50%. Mutter just waiting for his teammates to taxi them to the rest of the roster. Ultimate's not quite in their hands. Dizzy gonna have the beat drop, but that's really it on the map so far. A few other players are close though. Reliable is singled out. He's all by himself here. That is not a great play from Reliable. Gonna leave Boss Baby out to try there as well. Lotad at least finds one and still is contesting this hill. But how much is he going to find? And he just has to back on out as he takes out Phantom. Just gonna wait to hop up here. He does have the Death Blossom, and we saw what he could do with this. He did find a triple last round. All of the ultimates minus the Kitsune going to be available for Messiah here. Now hitting 90%. LVC going to dive onto the point. How much work can they get done? Boss Baby trying to do all he can to heal, but he gets headshotted by JB there. And that's not what you want to see. The Death Blossom still in the hands of Lotad here. He's going to pop it, but he's not going to find anything as the Primal Rage basically negates any damage he could do. And Messiah going to take this point also 100-0. Pure domination from both sides in the rounds that they've won. It's not going to set a good precedent for whoever doesn't win the first round of or whoever's going to capture the point first of this round.
Or expect to lose. Watch our flanks. They might try something.
Just a few seconds left before we get on into this one. We didn't really get to see a lot of the ultimates play much of a role for LVC. I don't even know if a few of the players got them from the side of LVC, but we'll see. As Mutter just gonna rotate on around. Boss Baby decides to hop on Moira. We've seen how effective Moira can be. Lotad gonna find the opening pick onto Phantom. And that's 2 actually for Lotad as he picks up a double with the Junkrat. And LVC rolling through this first team fight, and that's really what you want to see from them. Is we saw what happened in the first 2 rounds. The team that captured first, 100 to 0 in their hold, so it's a good start for LVC. Mutter just trying to see these players from the side and when they're going to push. Phantom is trying to go on a flank there, but Lotad managed to catch him out. Lotad, though, gets put so weak, he just gets one-tapped by JB there. JB going to find the pick on the Reliable as well, and now LVC falling apart here on the hold. The capture going to go the way of Messiah. LVC only getting 37% there. Booper gonna get the opening blood there onto Stu. That's 1 healer down, so it's all down to Dizzy to keep his teammates alive here, and he just tries to hop out of the fight, and Lotad waiting for him as he also picks up Phantom with that trap. Lotad really having a big role in this round. Rumbly, though, takes out Mutter, who maybe just over challenges a little bit. As now Booper just gonna pop the ultimate, finds one, gets the head of Stu once again. Very little healing. The Riptire gets caught out from Lotad. It doesn't matter. Booper picking up 3 there with his ultimate. Now Phantom just trying to fight for his life over here. Picks up Booper, though. LVC just need to leave this player alone for the time being and just continue to hold the point, maybe even back up a little bit as we see Mutter go back to taxi his teammates forward. Reliable still going to be here, so damage and healing going to be available for the time being. As Lotad trying to get through outer. Mutter managed to get Booper back pretty quickly, and Reliable has to just bounce around, and he gets taken out by JB. Gonna leave Boss Baby in a bad spot as well. Rumbly gonna pick up Lotad. Now Booper and Mutter, the last players alive, have to just back down and allow Messiah to take the point there. It's a really necessary push from Messiah there, as they would have dropped the map if they were not able to take anything there. Just 92%. Certainly, if LVC wins even one team fight and captures this point, that will be the game. Booper on the pinch tries to find something, but his teammates all dying around him. It doesn't even matter. And Booper finds that kill at least, but that's not much of a consolation as the rest of his team is just dead. Lotad getting staggered as well. Not what you want to see. LVC need to slow this down a little bit. Get the entire team involved here. Going to have to look to build around the ultimates, but no one really in a great spot. Lotad and Booper really the only ones close, and Booper is going to get his at least, so we may just need to see a huge play from him if LVC wants to take this fight. That's 1 down. Stu taken out, and the rest of LVC finding the kills, and Booper gets a double. LVC going to capture the point super quickly. 91% for Messiah, but it does not matter. They will not get back to the point fast enough as Lotad just takes out Dizzy just to make sure. Map number 1 going the way of LVC. A significantly closer round than what we saw with that first round. Oh, I always forget about the play of the game. we'll see the play of the game real quick. Is Lotad on the Reaper going to be that triple kill he grabbed and off that Death Blossom? The Kitsune may be able to guide you, but can't quite guide you to that much health to counter the Death Blossom. As now we head into game number 2. Not 100% sure what the map mode is, but we will find out in just a little bit. And it looks like Grok will be joining, so we may see, I would assume, Boss Baby gets subbed out for Grok, if that's allowed. I'm not 100% sure if it's allowed in NACE, to be quite honest. King's Row, Hybrid King's Row, will be the map and mode of choice for game number 2. LVC with a very strong showing there, even without Grok, who we know has the ability to just take over games very, very quickly. I'm not 100% sure if he's allowed to sub in the middle of a series. I don't know how it works for Overwatch. I know for COD you can do that, but I don't know how it is for other games. I think even in Rocket League you can, so I would imagine you can. Or he could if he wanted to, but I'm not 100% sure. So we will wait for the next map to load up. We will send it over to the player cam, and we will wait for the next map to load on up. So we will come right back as whenever we are ready to start the next map. All right, and we are back, and it does appear that Grok has subbed in for Boss Baby, so we'll see how the presence of Grok affects this team. We have Hybrid on King's Row here. LVC taking map number 1 and a three-round control on Busan. They 100-0'd in the first round, but then Messiah answered back with a 100-0 of their own. And round 3 was much, much closer. It was 100-92, and LVC managed to take it. So we'll see. Now we'll see a Hybrid. Grok going to play the Moira, as I had mentioned in the previous map. Grok is a big fan of playing Moira. He always has... He has been very adamant, at least now with the release of Overwatch 2, he has been very adamant on playing Moira. So on defense, we will first see LVC, or not LVC, sorry, Messiah on defense. As we'll start here with Mutter. He's gonna push a bit out a bit there, but he's just going to look to boop the team to the rest of his teammates, and it doesn't matter. He finds Dizzy, and now the Spiral coming into play. Stu Rumbley taken out, and now LVC have full control. One more player left, and that's just going to be Dizzy, who just gets on out with his life. Booper taking out JB as well. The point going to get captured off the first team fight just about 50 seconds into the game. There's only one player from LVC capping it, so it'll take a little bit of time to get there, but LVC getting super aggressive, trying to get another team wipe there. Point finally gets captured, but not until they lose Reliable. Rumbly gets put pretty weak as well, but the healing in this game is kind of ridiculous and very crucial. Rumbly still a bit weak. Stu gets picked by Booper. That's a lot of healing off the hands now of Messiah, and LVC can try and capitalize on that as Mutter gets very aggressive and falls. Brock gonna have that Coalescence in hand, but Reliable also getting picked by JB. These Sojourns doing so much damage. Brock finally able to take down Dizzy as he's just trying to contest the point and give his teammates a bit more time to get back. Lotad gonna sit on the point here. Booper.
It's about to get real.
Gonna get very aggressive here. Takes down JB. Hops up top. Phantom gonna teleport to him. Can he get out? And it looks like he will not be able to, so maybe a bit overzealous there. LVC though very close to this next point. Lotad just sitting in the close corner, almost able to get Phantom to push right into his trap, but he ends up getting picked. And now Rumbly gonna take down Grok with the help of Dizzy. Well, Dizzy actually gonna get the credit for that kill. Mutter gonna have to back up to Booper. Rumbly pushed up very far. Reliable gets taken out by Phantom. LVC kind of staggering themselves at this point. They need to slow it down a little bit. Coalescence in the hand of Stu. But Grok, we've seen how much of an impact he can be with the Coalescence. Now he's going to pop it. He's just going to try and do as much damage as he can, but the Coalescence from Messiah also going to get popped. Lotad finds a double with the Riptire. So the damage still being done. Doesn't matter how much healing you have. That Riptire going to put you down in an instant. And now Phantom, the last player left on the point for Messiah here, trying to just take this last like 5 health points off of him. LVC finally able to. 320 remaining, and they're just LVC just about to capture this last point, or this point here, this first point. The gravitational surge going to get called in for Reliable, as now the gravitational surge of Messiah gets put in, but Booper still finding the kills. It does not matter if his team is pulled in. Not going to be able to find much, as LVC taking every single kill, and another team fight going in their favor. Mutter getting hyper aggressive, or trying to stagger Phantom as much as he can. He needs to back up a bit here though, as the cart slowly making its way now towards the Messiah spawn. As Lotad got jump scared somewhere. I guess this Overwatch is a bit of a horror game, as it is it was Halloween yesterday, so still in that spirit. Booper finding the shot onto Dizzy, and now pops his ultimate and just gonna go straight through. That's one. JB taken out with that ultimate. That's a second. Phantom gonna fall as well. Rumbly forced to play back a bit further. 340 remaining, in LVC in prime position to finish off this round and get all 3 points captured. Stu calls in the Coalescence. Rumbly gonna take out the Riptire from Lotad, so that's utility down. JB gonna pick up Reliable as well. Stu taking Lotad out, so Booper just gonna have to back down from his position up top here, as Booper falls off the map. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't think it was, but it could have been, as, I don't know, maybe a quicker way to die. LVC needs to regroup here. They have 3 minutes to push this cart just a few more meters. There is a player from Messiah behind these LVC players. I'm not sure who that is. No, it's not going to be Dizzy. I'm not sure. I thought I saw someone from Messiah behind LVC, but I can't really tell. As LVC trying to get a bit more damage down. And we'll see Lotad pick up a double. Phantom, the last couple players from Messiah left alive. Lotad doing the work, getting a few kills there, as Lotad and Grok combining for 2 more. Phantom, though, still doing his job on the point, staying alive. Looks like we'll see the ultimate come in from Mutter there, the beat drop. going to give these LVC players some extra health, but LVC still struggling to keep these players down for long enough. Kills just going back and forth. LVC doing as much as they can. 10-player kill streak for Mutter, and finally LVC getting that point to 0.89. Dizzy, though, gonna boop Mutter off the map. That's a lot of healing out of their way. Phantom, though, not gonna be able to contest for long enough. I think he got pushed off or maybe TP'd out to try and stay alive, and his teammates couldn't get there in time. 150 remaining for LVC after that fantastic push. Getting those first couple points early was massive for them. As now LVC gonna look to defend here. Messiah gonna have to push the cart the entire way through if they want to force the OT. And that is going to be a tough task for them. Looks like we'll see Stu play the Kiriko. He may have played Kiriko in the last... No, Stu played Moira last round. Now gonna play Kiriko. See if that helps with the healing side of things. Maybe give them a bit more support, especially not only in the healing department, but also in the attack department, or the damage department.
I'm here to support you, but you have to put in the work.
Players just waiting for the round to start here. Fairly standard comp though from both teams, as pretty much what you would expect. We'll see how Messiah decides to attack this one. So we'll hop on with Rumbly here, trying to force Reliable out of his bubble and do a lot of damage, but he almost gets taken out of his own mech. But Phantom very quickly picking off Lotad. The Junkrat getting countered there by Phantom on the Genji. And Rumbly gonna pick up Mutter with the punch. So now LVC gonna have to back on down, and this very well could be a point in favor of Messiah. It looks like it will be, as Booper needs to back up. LVC not able to take any kills in that team fight. As LVC, or sorry, Messiah gonna capture that point first.
Calculating.
We'll see how LVC looks to attack this chokehold here. Or this choke point, I should say. Not chokehold. Mutter. Just keeping the team healed up. The Kitsune gets called for Stu. And now the Phantom just gonna fly forward. Stu takes out Reliable. He's gonna have that Dragon Blade as well. Decides not to pop it just yet, but Messiah in a very good spot here. If they want to force the overtime in game number 2 here. Mutter and Booper working together. This Dragon Blade could be huge though if they find the right ultimates to combine with it. LVC has pretty much all of their ultimate abilities, and now the Dragon Blade gets called for Phantom, but he gets murdered immediately. That Riptire going to take him out before he can do any damage. That is a massive kill for Lotad. As Grok finds another with the Coalescence. LVC doing a great job of combining those ultimate abilities, and they're just going to stagger Rumbly for as long as possible. That tank going to be slowed on up. Just 3 minutes and 50 seconds now for Messiah. It's still a lot of time for them to take this round. Messiah slowly but surely gonna start to push through. Gonna see some ultimates come in, I'd imagine, from Rumbly and Dizzy. The ultimate gets popped for JB. Mutter puts the beat drop down, and we haven't seen the mech bomb get called in just yet, but it doesn't matter. JB Gonna take that one from, they're gonna take down Booper. And we'll also see that rip tire from, or no, I'm not sure what it was, but the Diva Rumbly did eat something. And looks like the mech bomb now gonna get called in, but how much will it do? It takes out Lotad. So at least something getting done for Messiah with that bomb there. Rumbly looking to just get his mech back as fast as possible, pops that ultimate. JB gonna pick off Grok. Booper, the last player really in a good position for LVC to do any damage. Mutter just trying to stay alive, but gets punched. Reliable also getting punched there as well. Booper at least picks off Phantom, but 4 whole minutes for Messiah here to get to the LVC spawn with that cart, and Stu with a great headshot with those knives onto Booper. Now LVC have to back on down. Grok gonna have that coalescence once again. We've seen him shut down entire teams with this ultimate if he uses it correctly. And now he's gonna pop the coalescence. How much can he do? He is flying forward off the help from Mutter. Managed to find 1, 2, almost the third. Just gonna chase this player as far as possible and finally takes him down. The other 2 players of Messiah get picked up by Reliable. LVC taking that first team fight with the coalescence from Grok. Booper gonna have that ultimate as well. Lotad gonna have another Riptide. Reliable just a couple % away from a Graviton Surge. Reliable finds the opener onto Dizzy there. Messiah may just have to back on up and just wait for him to spawn on up again. And we've seen that a lot from both of the Lucios in this map, or in this series. They've been getting picked very early in team fights, and that has not been great from either of them. As Rumbly tries to push up to the point, tries to get up top. See if he can do anything up there. Trying to do some damage, gets the trap down, but it doesn't matter. Booper finds a triple kill with the ultimate. And another push just halted by LVC. Booper doing the work with that ultimate ability and finding another headshot onto JB. This man does not want to see the OT in this map. Still 2 minutes remaining for Messiah. They'll have a tiny bit less time than LVC. If they manage to capture here, they may actually end up in an overtime depending on how long it takes them. Booper gonna push back, but JB gonna catch him. Lotad finds a trade though onto Phantom. And Mutter gonna take down JB. Rumbly trying to find at least a kill here for his team. The Kitsune gets called in. Rumbly picks up Reliable. Rumbly picks up Lotad as well. How much more can he find? Just trying to do more damage without forcing that mech bomb to be tossed out. 130 remaining. The cart slowly but surely approaching the spawn of LVC. Reliable jumps down. What can he do though? As we see the final set of pushes coming through. The ultimate's getting called in for Messiah. That mech bomb not going to find anything. Phantom with that Dragon Blade not going to find anything either. How much utility can he get out of what he has left? Reliable gets picked off. Booper trying to stay alive here. Somehow LVC still contesting this point, but for how much longer? And it looks like not very, as Grok has to hop off the point for just a second. 102 remaining as all the kills go in favor of Messiah. We head into an overtime. 151 remaining for LVC. 102 for Messiah. What an ending to that round. LVC, or sorry, Messiah managing to hold on there and at least force an overtime. The time difference for these two teams, not that great, especially considering you have to capture that first point first before anything else. So LVC going to be on the defense this time around to start off the overtime. We'll have to see how far Messiah can take this cart. LVC going to have a ton of, not a ton, but going to have a fair bit of time as well. Already with that advantage that is obscene from Lotad there.
The best laid
Looks like he's
plans
doing the
have backup
Fortnite
plans.
default dance over there in the corner. We're just going to move away from that and hope he eventually stops default dancing
5,
before this round starts.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
The round is, you get into it here, a couple traps from and mines from Lotad going to get taken out. Phantom gets dropped very low, but manages to get dash onto that health pack. Mutter just trying to hold off the push from the small room here on the side. JB though picks off Reliable, and that should be the fight in the way of Messiah, and they should be able to capture this point so quickly, and that is huge for Messiah as they don't have a ton of time left already. Just 20 seconds left, 25 seconds left on the clock. They managed to at least capture the first point. LVC gonna have to certainly do the same if they want to take this map and put themselves up 2-0. But we'll see how far they can push, Messiah can push this point, as they are going to be in overtime going around this choke point. How much can LVC get done here? Hop on with JB, gets picked off immediately by Booper. Very big damage mitigation there. As now Booper just gonna try and fly forward. Does a fair bit of damage. Rumbly gets put very weak. The Kitsune getting called though for Messiah. And it looks like they'll also call in the beat down or beat drop. So doesn't really matter though. The healing not enough. Lotad gonna find one with the Riptire. Mutter picks off Phantom, and Booper gonna pick up the last two in that round as well. As very quickly we see all of the players of Messiah drop. LVC need to push the cart 44.44 meters if they want to take this map. It all comes down to this round here. LVC gonna have to start off by picking up the point, or by picking up the first point, and then taking that cart a nice 44.44 meters. We'll see if they can manage to do so. They have 151 to do this, and the OT.
Push your limits. Nothing breaks that I cannot mend.
We'll see if they can manage to push this cart far enough. Booper gonna start off on the Widow. I wonder if he'll actually stay up here, stay on Widow, or if he's just doing it to get up top here. Looks like we may actually see him play Widow for at least a little bit in this round. We'll see if he can find a couple quick picks. As Widow can be immensely dangerous, especially off the rip in a manner like this. Gonna hit a shot onto Phantom, but not gonna find any heads just yet. But it is forcing these players of Messiah to back on down and play a bit slower and play a bit further back. As Booper gonna switch onto the Sojourn pretty quickly. So not much damage being done, but force those players to get back, and LVC just 5-wipe all of Messiah off the rip. We saw Messiah do the same thing. We'll see if LVC can get this point captured fast enough before the players of Messiah can even really get back in time. Looks like we'll see them at least be able to get back, so we'll have at least one more team fight. 1 minute remaining for LVC to get this done, and the OT obviously. Mutter gonna hop on the cart. Booper just trying to put damage down. Although we will see Stu back on the Baptiste. His immortality field does get taken out very quickly though. As now Grok just flying forward to try and get to his teammates, try and heal them up. Dizzy gets picked out though. He pushed out a bit too far, and now the healing not in the hands of Messiah. Everyone else falling in hand. And it's all down to Phantom. Gets taken out. Stewie, the last one left alive, and that is it. LVC going up 2-0. And it all starts with that pick on to the Lucio. LVC now one map away from taking this series and possibly ending the fall season for Messiah, besides their last match against Albright in next week, I think is when that match would happen, or the week after. But that is a great map for LVC there, as now we will have another short little break. LVC really managing to capitalize off of those ultimate abilities and playing around each other very well. We will have Circuit Royale for map number 3. It'll be an escort map. We have seen this before from LVC. I don't know how the map ban system works, or the map mode system works for this game. So we have seen pretty much the same series every week, at least from what I know, except for Busan. We didn't see Busan played. I don't know if we've ever seen them play Busan. We've normally seen them play Nepal, so it was good to see that switch up. But we will have Circuit Royale for escort, and we have a little bit of a break here as well, so we will toss it over to the player cam as they get ready to start map number 3, and LVC going to look to take the series in a 3-0 sweep. But we will be back when the players are ready for map number 3 on Circuit Royale. Alrighty, and here we are for map number 3. We have Hotel Royale. LVC looking to close this series out in another 3-0 sweep. We saw them 3-0 a few different teams over the course of this semester. And as I said, they are 5-1, so they've had a fairly good season, I would say, to this point. Also in MAC, they are 1-0. They need to reschedule the game with Arcadia still. So we'll see how that one turns out later on, whenever they figure out when they want to play it. But for now, LVC looking very strong here, playing around the ultimates very well. We will see a bit of a different comp here, as we did see this the last time LVC played Hotel Royale, reliable on the Sigma. Grok still gonna stay on the Moira. Mutter gonna change over to Zen from Luciel. Lotad gonna play the Genji, as we have been seeing him play Junk most of these over the past few maps. And Booper gonna be on Widow, looking to find a quick pick onto one of these healers of Messiah. So far, no picks going their way. The cart slowly moving forward. Although the other players of LVC doing a bit more damage for the time being. Booper finally going to get a pick, and that's going to be on to Phantom. That's one of the damage players down. And that's another headshot. Booper puts down 2. Dizzy going to get taken out as well. As the rest of his team just pushing forward, taking down these last few players, trying to stagger them out. So far, they're doing a good job of at least staying alive, though. First point gonna get captured here, unless if they decide to contest. It looks like they will, so just a very tiny bit left before this point's captured. But Phantom at least takes out Mutter, so that's a bit of support out of the way. Looks like LVC just gonna have to back on down from this fight. So the cart gets stopped 1.09 meters before the capture point. JB gonna take out Booper as well. Brock gonna have this coalescence. So we'll at least something here for LVC to work with for this push. Brock just trying to get a bit more damage done to Rumbly, and Brock is Orb actually gonna do enough damage to take down Rumbly, as he didn't have any healing near him. Lotad picks up JB as well. Now Grok trying to go through, finds Reliable, actually going to find Stu, and Booper going to take out Dizzy, who changes over to Brig actually. That first point will get captured for LVC. Lotad getting very, very aggressive here. Going to block all that damage, has the Dragon Blade now. Just looking to get a bit more damage done. And it looks like he may decide to pop it here, and if he can stay alive, just barely managing to stay up from that. Reliable going to take down that Immortality field, but Rumbly, sorry, pulls out his ultimate, and it's going to allow his team to find a ton of kills as Phantom finds 2. JB finds 2 as well. Dizzy going to pick up the last on the Lotad there, so that is a wipe of the LVC players. Dizzy already has his ultimate with the rally. JB has the ultimate, the Sojourn ultimate as well. Phantom going to have the Dragon Blade. Lotad also has a Dragon Blade, but LVC not going to have any other ultimate abilities. As LVC will look to push that card a bit further back to where they were. Booper pops his ultimate, finds 1. Phantom also going to pop his. But Phantom finds 2, make it 3. 2 with the Dragon Blade, and the third going to be after it ends. So that push very quickly halted. Despite Booper being able to find 2 there, it doesn't really matter as LVC, or as Phantom, sorry, picking up 2 there, or 3. His teammates doing the rest. Lotad just trying to look for an opening to pop this Dragon Blade. JB gonna pop his ultimate. See if he can find any heads. Looks like he won't be able to. JB trying to find something, but doesn't quite get anything. Stu gonna pop the ultimate. Gets that damage barrier down. But it hasn't done a whole lot as we see Lotad pop the Dragon Blade. How much can he get done? He finds 1. Make that 3. Gets Stu and Phantom as well. And LVC going to get a team kill there. So going to be in a good position to capture the second point. I believe there should be a contest coming in, but JB gets deleted off the map before he can even get anywhere. Rumbly going to pop the ultimate, but it may very well cost him and his team as they are all very weak. Reliable picking off Rumbly. The ultimate doesn't do anything as LVC just wiping the floor with Messiah. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to capture this to push the cart to this last point. Booper just a couple percent off his ultimate. Get it after hitting probably 2 more bullets. And there it is, he gets his ultimate now. But other than that, that's going to be the only ultimate on the map, and actually the only ability that's really close to being crapped as well. Rumbly going to switch from Sigma over to Winston, and it's not going to mean anything as Reliable finds a double. Lotad picks up JB. Booper just trying to dip and dive out of there as Lotad picks up the kill for him. Reliable gets taken out by Phantom, but it doesn't matter. He gets his own trade, so LVC going to have a bit more control, able to continue to push through. Lotad gonna get a one-on-one with the Winston for a couple seconds, but his teammates backing him up very quickly. Rumbly actually almost gets taken out by that damage orb that Grok throws down. Mutter gonna have to come off respawn here. LVC though very, very close to having all of these ultimates available. We'll see a similar situation for Messiah here. Lotad gonna dash on out after the dive from Rumbly. Stu gonna pop the Coalescence, finds one. Phantom and Dizzy picking up the other three. 145 remaining, and LVC need to get something going here if they want to capture this third point and force Messiah into a position where they need an overtime if they want to take this map from them. Phantom, though, with this Dragon Blade in a very good spot. Grok picks up Dizzy, though. Not going to be any healing in the area. Phantom also gets damage orb here. Lotad picks up Stu as well. Phantom manages to back on down. And looks like Lotad going to have his Dragon Blade still. Booper takes the head off of JB again. JB hasn't really been able to have much of an effect on this in this first round at all, pretty much. As now Mutter going to pop the Transcendence as a reaction to that Dragon Blade from Phantom, and it's really going to get mitigated as Lotad pops his own as well, but he gets taken out by JB, who finally managed to find something in this round with that ultimate ability. Phantom takes down Booper as well. And now Mutter just trying to get some damage downrange. Just 30 seconds remaining. And LVC so very close to capturing that third point, but looks like they won't really even see that as Lotad switches over from the Genji to the Soldier. Booper's trying to find some damage here. Reliable gets put so very weak, and Reliable gets taken out by Rumbly, and Stu gonna pop the Coalescence, finds two, and it doesn't matter. All the LVC players pushed off the point, and LVC not able to even capture that third point. They get very, very close to it, but Messiah could very well end it or send us to a map 4 here if they manage to get the push that they want. We'll have to see, though, as the end of that round. Really, I think most of the most of the credit for that round should go to Stu on the Moira and the Baptiste. He did a lot of damage on all of the LVC players and really held down a couple points on his own, or fairly closely to his own. And really, we didn't see JB have much of an effect there. LVC now on the defense. We'll see Lotad start off on the Hanzo.
I will snap it in half with my final breath.
The rest of them, actually Mutter also switching from Zen over to Baptiste.
Knowledge is
The Immortality field should be very viable here. We saw Stu have a very good impact, a big impact with those Immortality fields, keeping his teammates alive a few separate times. And even across the course of the series, we've seen him use it a fair bit as well. So we'll see how Messiah decides to attack this one as we get on into the round. Lotad gonna detect a couple players early, though, shooting that Sonic arrow before the round starts. Gets at least some info on a few of these heroes of Messiah. See if he can ping some heads here. Gets another sonar dart there. Phantom trying to push through. Managed to at least get out his life, though. As Lotad hits one headshot, but it's going to be onto Rumbly, so it's not going to do much. It's not going to kill him, but it does a bit of damage. Mutter going to have to just keep spamming these healing shots if He wants his team to stay in this team fight and finds the headshot. Gets immediately traded, but at least finds one. Brock trying to pick off Phantom there, and Lotad getting singled out. Booper gets taken out by Dizzy. This is a good push from Messiah. Lotad trying to back down, trying to at least stagger this push, but doesn't matter. All of the players from LVC falling, and that should be the first point for Messiah here, unless if Booper can get to the point quick enough. But no, LVC just going to give that one up. Play for this next point. 5 minutes and 10 seconds for Messiah to get to just to get to point number 2. LVC need a big defensive stand here if they want to, if they want to take this 3L. This map will end here, or at least on this push, or within the next few pushes, I guess. Trades coming in for the Sojourns. But Rock gonna pop that Coalescence, finds a few. Even after the Coalescence goes down, he finds even more. Team kill for LVC. Rock just didn't want to heal Booper there for a couple seconds, but we'll back on up to make sure his teammate's at full HP going into this fight. Still 4.5 remaining for Messiah, so LVC not in a great spot if they want a 3-0, but still doable. Gonna take a hell of a hold though. Reliable trying to pick off this player who's pushed through. Phantom gonna pop the Dragon Blade, takes down the Immortality Field, takes down Grok. Rumbly picking up Mutter. JB finding one as well, but Booper still alive here, finding a good bit of damage. Gets his ultimate as well, but just has to back on down after Lotad falls, and that could be the second point in their hands as well. 3:45 remaining, and Messiah, if they manage to capture this point, have a fairly sizable amount of time. But this push so far, Grok finds one, but that's all the kills at the moment. Should see a couple more come in, and Lotad gonna find 2 off of that Dragon Arrow. And that's a huge arrow for Lotad there. Halts the push completely from Messiah, and Grok finds the last 2. So another push stopped by LVC. Now 3 minutes remain. That cart, though, very, very close to being captured onto that second point. Or that that second point. Booper with a bit of an angle here. Gonna at least spot a player or two trying to get back to this cart. Booper just putting down a lot of damage here. He's gonna go on the flank. Not gonna find anything just yet, but the damage is slowly being done. Reliable picks off Stu. That is a very big pick for LVC there. Booper also gonna take down Phantom, and now Messiah just had to back on down once more. LVC having a great defensive stand here. Lotad just backing up to make sure that there's no C9. 2:20 remaining now. Messiah need to find something if they want to be able to continue on in this map and in this series. No ultimates on the board for LVC. Well, Mutter's about to have the beat drop, but other than that, no ultimates readily available. They should charge up a bit quickly, though, as the trade comes in for the Moiras. So both Moiras down. Lotad gets taken out, but the beat drop gets called in. Reliable finding the picks he needs. That's 2 for Reliable. And now Phantom, the last one left alive, and he gets taken out immediately. Booper with the headshot onto Stu. Even further of a stagger. LVC, they're managing to do this hold. This is insane. 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes were on the clock for Messiah, and now it's down to 1.5 minutes. But how much longer can LVC hold? Booper has the ultimate ability. We've seen him end rounds, end games with this ultimate. Can he do it again? That's Phantom taken out! But the ultimate coming in from Dizzy. JB gonna take down Lotad with his ultimate. Booper still staying alive, finding JB. And we're gonna see that Primal Rage come out. This could be the last good push for Messiah, and they're just getting halted. 50 seconds remaining. LVC somehow, some way, finding this hold. Grok pops the coalescence. Dizzy's gone, staggered. Messiah have to wait for their Lucio to get on back. 35 seconds remain. This could be the craziest hold I've seen. LVC from 5 minutes down to 25 seconds. Rumbly gets put down to 1 shot, managed to escape with his life just barely. But how much longer can he live? Dizzy with a great shot on the low tide, but it doesn't matter. The players of Messiah falling. That's 3 down, 2 players left, 10 seconds remains. How much can JB do? He's the last player in a position. For Messiah, sliding onto the point, gets taken out, and Messiah doesn't even get the OT. LVC, a 5.5 minute hold to end the game and end the series. That is a 3-0 from LVC. Despite the 3-0, Phantom gonna at least get something from Messiah. It's going to be the play of the game in map 3 with the Dragon Blade. I cannot believe what I've just seen from LVC. A 5.5 minute hold. Oh my God. What a series from LVC. Very, very well played from Messiah, but LVC just stepped it up and kind of forced or just halted Messiah completely, made them run into a brick wall. And that'll be it for us tonight. LVC Valorant also was taking on UMCP Bronze in the CVAL, in Riot, or in CVAL, the Riot sponsored league. I'm not sure how that went, but I'm just going to guess it was a 2-0, or they're still playing and it's probably going to be a 2-0 from what I'd imagine, seeing the comparison between those two teams. And LVC Rainbow Six on the verge of taking their series against Bryant 2-0. But I'm going to send you guys over to Mr. Davis before that series ends, so you guys can see the end there. It is currently 6-1 on map number 3 in LVC's favor. So we will end it here. We'll be back tomorrow for something. I don't want to pull the schedule up. I want to get this raid then. So we will send you guys over there. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night. We will raid you as soon as possible.